Ramona Singer agrees with RHONJ star that Teresa Giudice is a monster. RHONY's Ramona Singer appeared to side with the Real Housewives of New Jersey alum Caroline Manzo in calling out Teresa Giudice. Caroline and Teresa do not have the best relationship and never truly saw eye to eye on RHONJ. Ramona and Teresa appeared together during RHEGT Season 1. And beyond that, both have been on their respective Real Housewives shows for many years and have interacted through Bravo before. At a recent Page 6 event, Caroline had some choice words for Teresa and her new outlook on Teresa's fame, which RHONY's Ramona Singer agreed with. The fame got to her head, and I will stand here to this day, to this moment, in the fact that I have always defended her, Caroline said about Teresa and her recent issues, then proceeded to call the RHONJ star a monster. Afterwards, Ramona liked an Instagram post from @Bravo Housewives that backed what Caroline had said, thus agreeing with her words. Ramona was famously invited to Teresa's wedding, which she proceeded to post all over social media, and Ramona eventually decided not to attend. Teresa's wedding was truly the Bravo wedding of the century, so the guest list was something everyone was talking about. First, Teresa did not include her sister-in-law Melissa Gorga in the bridal party. Not only was this hurtful for Melissa and Teresa's brother Joe Gorga, but it also caused a rift between Teresa and Joe. The brother and sister fought all season, with Melissa chiming in to support her husband, but eventually RHONJ couple decided not to attend Teresa's wedding. While the fallout from this is still unknown, it does not seem to be positive for the Gorga Giudice family. Ramona agreeing with Caroline's statements about Teresa was not shocking considering that Ramona and Teresa were never extremely close. However, it does seem a bit hypocritical coming from Ramona, considering how much she has capitalized off of the Real Housewives franchise and allowed her daughter Avery Singer to do the same. Ramona may not be considered the fame-hungry monster that many consider Teresa to be. While Ramona may have not reached the point of no return that it seems like Teresa has, she should be careful as she could be on a very similar path. Teresa's fame-hungry nature has been apparent for many viewers since RHONJ Season 1. Teresa has capitalized off of the show and the fame that it has given her since the early days, but it seems that she took it to a new level with her recent wedding and how she has chosen to publicize it. At the end of the day, Caroline was right when she called Teresa a fame-hungry monster, and it is time that the rest of the world see it. Ramona Singer had never been one to hold back her opinions. From her early days on the Real Housewives of New York City, she prided herself on her blunt honesty, whether people liked it or not. So when she caught wind that a Real Housewives of New Jersey star had labeled Teresa Giudice a monster, Ramona couldn't help but nod in agreement. And being Ramona, she wasn't going to keep her thoughts to herself. It all started during a charity gala in Manhattan, where several Bravo personalities had gathered under the dim glow of chandeliers, sipping overpriced champagne and exchanging well-practiced air kisses. Ramona, clad in a shimmering silver cocktail dress, found herself in conversation with Danielle Cabral, the self-proclaimed bougie mom of RHONJ. The two had never been particularly close, but when Danielle made an offhanded remark about Teresa being a monster, Ramona's ears perked up. "Wait, Ramona said, setting down her glass and waving a perfectly manicured hand. "Are we finally saying it out loud? Because, honey, I've been saying it for years." Danielle smirked, clearly enjoying the moment. "Oh, I'm just saying what everyone's thinking. Teresa is, she's exhausting. It's like, how much drama can one person create?" Ramona let out a dramatic sigh. Exactly. The entitlement, the constant need to be the queen of everything. Honestly, it's pathological. It was no secret that Ramona and Teresa had never been particularly friendly. Their brief interactions at Bravo events had always been strained, with Teresa rolling her eyes at Ramona's over-the-top antics and Ramona scoffing at Teresa's thug-like behavior, as she once put it. But it wasn't just personal. Ramona genuinely believed that Teresa had created an environment in which chaos was the only currency. And that to her was unforgivable. Listen, Ramona continued, leaning in conspiratorially. I've seen a lot in my time. Jill Zarin, Bethany Frankel, even Kelly Benjamin on Scary Island. But Teresa, she takes it to another level. I mean, come on, she felt like Pipi de Tegal. Who does that? Danielle laughed. Oh, and that's just the beginning. The screaming, the name-calling, the grudges, she makes everything about her. Ramona nodded enthusiastically. Exactly. And let's not even get started on her relationship with Louis. She gave a dramatic shudder. That man gives me the creeps. It's like he studied every season of Housewives and decided to be the most intense version of a Bravo husband ever. Danielle took a sip of her drink, her eyes twinkling. You're not wrong. And she turns on people so quickly. It's like one day you're her best friend, and the next, you're public enemy number one. At that moment, as if the Housewives gods had scripted it themselves, Melissa Gorga sauntered over. If there was anyone who had an opinion on Teresa Giudice, it was her estranged sister-in-law. Are we talking about Teresa? Melissa asked, her smile wide, but her eyes sharp. Danielle grinned. Oh, just a little friendly discussion. Ramona wasted no time. Melissa, let's be honest. She's a monster, right? Melissa exhaled dramatically and shrugged. Listen, I've tried. I really have. But there's no reasoning with her. She's all about control, and if you don't do what she wants, she'll turn the entire world against you. Ramona threw her hands up. See, this is what I'm saying. She's like a mafia boss, but with bad hair extensions. Melissa snorted into her drink. Oh my God, Ramona. Danielle, clearly loving the camaraderie, leaned in. You know what the worst part is? She actually believes she's the victim in everything. Ramona's eyes widened. Yes, it's always poor me, poor Teresa. Like, girl, you created the mess. Own it. The conversation continued, each woman adding more fuel to the fire, recounting Teresa's greatest hits of drama, betrayal, and over-the-top antics. By the time the event wrapped up, they had all come to the same conclusion. Teresa Giudice wasn't just dramatic. She was in a league of her own. And, of course, in true Ramona fashion, she didn't keep the conversation private. The next morning, during an appearance on Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen, Ramona gleefully spilled the tea. Andy, I have to tell you, I was at this gala, and we were all talking about how Teresa is just too much. Danielle said it first, but I exaggerate. The woman is out of control. A monster. Andy, always one to encourage Housewives mess, leaned forward. Wait. You're telling me you, Danielle Cabral, and Melissa Gorga all agreed that Teresa is a monster. Ramona nodded vigorously. Oh, 100%. And honestly, I think more people feel that way, but are just too scared to say it. The audience gasped, and social media exploded. Fans and Bravo stars alike took sides, some agreeing with Ramona's assessment, others coming to Teresa's defense. Teresa herself wasted no time responding, posting an Instagram story with a single line. Coming from Ramona Saint-Gier. That's rich. Danielle followed up with a shady post of her own. If the shoe fits. Melissa, perhaps wisely, stayed out of it. But Ramona, She reveled in the chaos. "I'm just saying what everyone else is thinking," she told Page 6 later that week. "Teresa Giudice has terrorized RHONJ for years. And if speaking the truth makes me the bad guy, so be it. But honey, I stand by what I said. She's a monster." Teresa, never one to back down from a fight, was reportedly livid, telling sources that Ramona was the real monster. "She's been fired from her show. She's desperate for attention," Teresa fumed. "Maybe she should worry about herself instead of talking about me." But Ramona, she simply shrugged. "Teresa can say whatever she wants," she told a reporter outside her Upper East Side apartment. "At the end of the day, the truth is the truth. And if she doesn't like it, well, that sounds like a her problem." And with that, she flipped her hair, stepped into a waiting town car, and drove off, likely to another event where she'd gleefully spill more Housewives tea. As for Teresa, the feud was far from over. And in the world of Bravo, that meant only one thing: more drama, more headlines, and, of course, more ratings.